I'm being told that Megyn Kelly just announced that she is going to be speaking at Donald Trump's last rally. Megyn Kelly of blood coming out of her wherever fame. That's interesting. An interesting turn of events coming because
Oh, she's so mad.
I hope all of you do what I did last week. Vote Trump and get 10 friends to vote Trump too.
Yeah, let's go.
It's how does she create something that creates thousands and tens of thousands of new companies, new jobs, new products, new services. And so she wants founders to succeed.
Wow, so they're grasping at founders now? Joe Rogan now officially endorses President Trump. Posted this after his great conversation with Elon, says that the great and powerful Elon Musk is now here on the Joe Rogan Experience. Says if it wasn't for him, we'd be effed, man. He makes what I think is the most compelling case for Trump you'll hear, and I agree with him every step of the way. And for the record, yes, that's an endorsement of Trump. So enjoy the podcast. And it was a good podcast, what I've been able to listen to thus far. We'll certainly finish it. But Trump was excited about it, came out, posted a TikTok on this. Here's a short 8-second bit from the president.
I just received word about Joe Rogan's endorsement. He's a fantastic guy, and it's a great honor to receive it. Thank you, Joe, very much.
Nicely done. They had a great conversation on the podcast if you missed it, and Kamala Harris never came by. Joe Rogan gave her an open invitation to come on by, but she didn't make that happen. So Elon says, get out and vote. You absolutely have to do it. Trump also was unifying the party with Megyn Kelly, brought her out into Pittsburgh, and she posted this last night. Great photo. It says, an incredible night in Pittsburgh with President Trump. God bless him. Let's effing go, America. Go vote for him. From Megyn Kelly. Nice photo. Now, somebody was not happy about this at all. You know who? Dana Bash. I can't believe this. Listen to how bitter she is.
Because I don't know what this is going to look like under Donald Trump.
We're going to have to take a break. I'm being told that Megyn Kelly just announced that she is going to be speaking at Donald Trump's last rally. Megyn Kelly of blood coming out of her wherever fame. That's interesting. An interesting turn of events coming because
Oh, she's so mad. You can see it in her face. Very upset about it. Meanwhile, Megyn Kelly looks absolutely beautiful and is brilliant as always. Here's what she sounded like at the rally.
Megyn Kelly is here. Come up here, Megyn. She ripped a guy apart.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Megyn?
Hey, it's great to see you. Can you believe this guy? Can you believe the energy and the stamina on this guy? And his hate? I'm ready to go to sleep over there. He's got another rally to go to.
It's crazy, actually. It's really wild.
Let me tell you, first of all, one of the reasons why I wanted to come here, one of the many reasons I wanted to come here. When I launched my show 4 years ago, we had Mark Cuban on the program. You know? Yeah. May have seen he was in the news this week. And he started going on about how bad America's race history was and how ashamed he was of America. And that's why he was at all these protests. And he felt it was really important to stand up and speak out about human rights violations. And then it got awkward when I asked him about all the money he was taking from China. And then he dropped a bunch of F-bombs. And I thought, I really enjoy this feeling of proving Mark Cuban wrong.
Let's go, Megyn.
And so here I am at a Trump rally, a strong, intelligent woman.
Yeah, we love our strong,
Cuban
intelligent
wrong
women.
again.
Heck yeah, baby.
I won't take up much of your time, but I do want to tell you the main reasons I am voting for Donald Trump. Number one, immigration. He mentioned it. And people like Lake and Rowley. I'll be thinking about her tomorrow all day. 22 years old, killed in Georgia, a young nursing student by an illegal. I'll be thinking about Jocelyn Nungare, 12 years old, in Texas, murdered by 2 Venezuelan illegals. President Trump closed the border. Kamala Harris opened it by choice. It wasn't accidental. She said it would be humane. That's what she and her boss believed. Tell it to Lake and Riley's family. There was nothing humane about it. He closed it. They opened it. It was an intentional choice, and there's no reason not to believe they won't do it again. The boys should not be in the girls' sports. The boys should not be in the girls' bathrooms. The boys should not be in the girls' locker rooms. Peyton McNabb, North Carolina sophomore in high school, slammed so hard in the face by a volleyball hit at her by a boy pretending to be a girl. She suffered traumatic brain injury and permanent paralysis. Kamala Harris looks at her and says, be kind, suck it up. And that's what's right. Why do our girls have to face brain damage in order to be kind to boys who want to invade their sports? And by the way, they are going into the women's prisons. She changed the law in California to make sure the taxpayers would pay for their sex change operations. She was not just following the law, she changed the law. President Trump will stop it. He got mocked by the left for saying he would be a protector of women. He will be a protector of women, and it's why I'm voting for him.
Let's
He will
go.
close the border. He will keep the boys out of girls' sports and where they don't belong. And you know what else? One more thing. He will look out for our boys, too. Our forgotten boys and our forgotten men. Guys like you who've got the calluses on their hands, who work for a living, the beards and the tats, who maybe have a beer after work and don't want to be judged by people like Oprah and Beyonce, who will never have to face the consequences of her disastrous economic policies. These guys will. He gets it. President Trump gets it. He will not look at our boys like they're second-class citizens. And ladies out there who want a bit of girl power in this election, let me tell you something. How can you win when the sons and the husbands and the brothers and the dads you love are losing? It's not a win. We care, young women and older, about the lives of our children, the safety of our children. And we need not get so obsessed with what happens when they're in the womb that we forget about taking care of them once we're here and they're loved. Last point. What I don't want, what I don't think you want, is the left's version of masculinity.
No,
See
thank
that
you.
ad they did about Trump voters trying to encourage women to lie to their husbands so that they could vote for her instead of Trump? That's their version of what marriage looks like. An overbearing husband who bullies his wife into saying she voted one way as opposed to an honest, open relationship. Oh, wait, I'm talking about Kamala and Doug. Oh. Where was that story in the news? Where was that story?
Backhand Doug?
I don't remember a single media person, not one, who sat with him, asked him about the abuse allegations against him by a successful professional attorney.
A lawyer.
Who has great details, who has receipts, who has witnesses. No one even asked.
I wonder if Megyn knows her.
I'm not into their version of toxic masculinity or new masculinity. I prefer the old version. Them.
Yeah!
All of you, and I prefer a president who understands how to be strong and how to fight. I hope all of you do what I did last week. Vote Trump and get 10 friends to vote Trump too.
Yeah! Let's go! Amazing. Megyn Kelly rocks. All right. She just crushed that. So Dana Bash was very unhappy about it, and the media is very upset about it. So they were now trying to dig into this guy, Senator Eric Schmidt. He's over from Missouri. He's calling her out, saying, look, nobody's believing your fake lies anymore. It's like 2 days before the election, 1 day before the election. Now we're at the election. You're still doing the Puerto Rico joke? Are you serious? Come on.
That aspect of the messaging in this final days?
Well, I just think it's interesting that the focus, you guys, every day you try to create some sort of faux outrage.
Yeah,
and I
so
understand why. Because Kamala Harris has called President Trump a fascist. Joe Biden has called half of America garbage. And they have nothing to run on. And so every day we find something, you guys try to blow up into something that, quite frankly, no one takes literally.
Right.
I can't believe you spend this much time on it on the air, but I know why. Because President Trump has the momentum in this race. It's a change election cycle. President Trump, by a 2-1 margin, is viewed as the change candidate. That's a hard reality for some people to accept, but that's what people are focused on, not these clips that you seem to air every day.
Oh, nicely done. And I think that's really what it comes
Okay
down
with
to
that.
when you kind of boil it down to just the basic fundamentals, like can you throw the ball, can you catch the ball kind of thing. Very basic. What is the zeitgeist, the current aura that we're feeling? I think people want change from the current situation. Now, Kamala has tried to represent herself as a character of change, but nah, people see past that. She's been in the White House for the last 4 years. So one of her biggest fans is Reid Hoffman. Reid Hoffman, the same guy who was funding the E. Jean Carroll lawsuit against President Trump, the same guy who has been reported to have been hanging out with Epstein multiple times. So he came out, he posted a video. He says, here's my message to American voters and to Russian bots. We'll listen to a little bit.
For this Tuesday election, I wanted to address both American voters and Russian bots. And therefore, of course, Twitter is the right place to do that. For the American voters, Vice President Harris is the right person to unite the country for investing in our business and our future.
What?
She understands the importance of founders, not only because she called it out within the convention speech, the first ever presidential candidate accepting a nomination to do so, but because
Called out founders, said thank you to the founders of our what? Because she said it in her DNC speech. That's why you love her?
she understands that it's more than about her. It's about how we create lots of businesses. It
And
isn't
keep Epstein's client list under seal.
which of these businesses can give her a cut, or can she create a crypto coin that's better for her? It's how does she create something that creates thousands and tens of thousands of new companies, new jobs, new products, new services. And so she wants founders to succeed.
Wow, so they're grasping at founders now. Kamala Harris, what has she done for founders? What has she done for the crypto space or the AI space? They're insane SECs coming after everybody. They're coming after Elon, who is creating entirely new industries, for crying out loud. So, all right, that's Reid Hoffman. You can see they're probably a little panicked. They seem a little nervous. So here is what RFK Jr. is saying. He's out and making the rounds, saying they're keeping me on the ballot, even though I'm not running. Why do you think they're doing that?
Last night, we learned that Ann Seltzer of the very influential Des Moines Register poll says that Trump is now behind by 3 points against Harris. This is just one of many polls there, but you get 3% in that race. So if you took out your 3%, they would be tied, but she's ahead in the Iowa poll. How concerned are you about being on these polls and it might affect the candidate that you're supporting?
Well, I am concerned about it. I mean, the Democratic Party sued me in 10 states to keep me off the poll. We spent $10 million defending those suits. And then when I endorsed President Trump, Martha, they switched around and sued to keep me on the ballot in those states. And this is a kind of election interference. They're trying to deprive the American public of their, I'm not running for president. Why would they want a candidate on the ballot who is not running for president?
We know why. Because they want to siphon votes off from President Trump.
I've asked my voters repeatedly to vote for President Trump, but even a few votes for me in that state could swing the vote, swing the ballot in a way that the public doesn't intend and the voters don't intend because of confusion, and it's deliberate confusion that is instigated by the DNC.
Okay, so when you're having conversations with everybody about this similarly, tell them vote. RFK Jr. is saying even vote for Trump. A lot of people have a little bit of hesitation to vote for Trump. Just nudge him over the edge. You like RFK, right? He says vote for Trump. He's enthusiastic. He's on board. So they want RFK Jr., and I think he's still on the ballot in, I think, Michigan and Wisconsin, of course, because they worked hard to make that happen. But he's saying vote for Trump. And President Trump was also posting this morning, says it is now officially Election Day. This will be the most important day in American history. He said, voter enthusiasm is through the roof because people want to make America great again. That means lines are going to be long. Now, I need you to deliver your vote no matter how long it takes. Stay in line. The radical communist Democrats want you to pack up and go home. Together, we're going to have tremendous victory together, and we're going to make America great again. So good news, RFK Jr. is also making that pitch. This was Kamala Harris last night, pretty hysterical. So her door knocking looked like this.
Hey, Max. I want a door knock. Oh, you want to do a door knock? Yeah, come on. Okay. Okay. Penn State game in front of 111,000 people on day Saturday. It is? First vote. Yes. Tomorrow morning. January.
Okay, so you see what happened is they met her. She came up there to go door knock at this fake little setup door knock thing. And then they actually met her out front. So she walks up to them and they're like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. She's like, well, I didn't get to knock on your door. They're like, oh, really? Let's go back inside so that I can go knock on your door so we can get photos so that they can see me knocking on your door, because these nice people wanted to just show up and meet her outside. That wasn't really what the photo op was for. Can you go back inside, please, so that this can look better for us? So here are the final numbers from Atlas Polls that dropped in, saying in the final Atlas poll before the election, the gap between Trump and Harris has narrowed, but Trump is still up 1.1%. And so the numbers are looking good. Jill Stein is still included in these polls. And Atlas Intel, according to some people, was very accurate in 2020. So numbers are looking good, but we're not resting on our laurels at all. That is way too close for comfort. Should be up by 60 points. What did Hillary say? Why am I up not by 60 points? She was so upset about it. Well, it's because you're a terrible candidate. So as we see, problems in Pennsylvania. The Department of State is in contact with county officials in Cambria County. Voters are continuing to vote by paper ballot. The machines must have erred in accordance with normal operations today, while the county resolves the issue with in-precinct scanning. We're working with the county to resolve this technical matter, and we remain committed to ensuring a free, fair, safe, and secure election. So Pennsylvania problems afoot. That's what's happening there.